welcome to you for our today's course, for the course namely well completion and workover. This course is for 5 days. Today is the day number 4. We can review some of what we have taken so far. So we are talking about the well completion, then the workover. As we mentioned, we have well life cycle. The well life cycle means that we have first to design the well. After we design the well, we put the drilling program. Then we have to move the rig and make drilling or construction. After we drill the well, what we have to do, we have to run the completion. The completion includes too many operations, like running the completion, tubing, packer, SSD, like this. We have perforation, we have stimulation, we have frac, we have all of these stimulation. We call this one completion. After the completion, what we should do, we have to put the well into production or injection both. So this is the production. This production phase may extend or prolong maybe for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, like this, plus minus. Then what we have to do? We have to do maintenance or intervention. This, we call it maintenance or intervention. What does it mean, maintenance? Maintenance, when the man becomes old, he has to go to the doctor, he will measure the pressure, temperature, he has to do X-ray, for example, heart, for planning for that, all of this. So the well for us is, we are the doctor for this well. We are doctor for this well. Same as when you go to the doctor, when become old, you have any problem, then we have to do maintenance. Like the production becomes less. In this case, what we have to do, if it becomes this, then we have to make stimulation, perforation, reperforation, frac, like this, all of these, we have to make water shut off, all of this. Then we have to return it back to the production, and so on. This well can move from production to maintenance, then maintenance to production again, then maintenance to production, maintenance. Then at the end, when the well is not able to produce or we have no utilization from it, we have to do a plug and abandonment. What do we mean by plug and abandonment? We have to bury this well, as if the man, when he dies, what shall we do? We have to take him and bury him. Here the well is the plug and abandonment. The procedure for plug and abandonment is to set 3 cemented plugs, one at the formation, one at the casing shoe of the production casing or intermediate casing, and one from the surface till 300 feet from the surface. In this case, we can secure the well, and we call this stage is plug and abandonment. This is, we call it well life cycle. Well life cycle, and it consists of these steps. Now, as we mentioned in our course, I will put the completion here when we finish the well. This one. When we finish the well drilling, we have to run the casing. You see the casing, this one? There is the conductor. We run it with the cement behind it. Or conductor pipe, maybe it is 50 meters, 30 meters, like this. Then we have to drill the surface stage and run the casing. Behind the casing, we pump the cement. Then we have to drill the intermediate stage. Then we have to run the casing, and behind the casing, we have to pump cement. Then we have to drill the formation or the reservoir. The reservoir is here. Maybe the length or the thickness of the reservoir, maybe 50 feet, 30 feet, maybe 20 feet, it depends, and then we have to run either production casing, then or we have to run liner. The liner is more cheaper, but the casing also, it depends on the company's policy. The company will tell me run either casing or run liner. So I have to stick to it. Now, when we do that, normally what do? We have to drill the well using the high capacity rig, for example, 2,000 horsepower, 1,500 or 3,000. Then we have to release this rig. It will move and we can do our rigless operations. What are rigless operations? We have to do perforation, stimulation, frag, extra. Then we have to run the completion. The completion consists of the packer, tubing accessories, tubing hanger, nipple, SSD, side pocket mandrel, wireline entry guide, perforated pop joint. All of these we have to run them, and we can install the Christmas tree, and we can then produce the well. When we are talking about producing the well, we have to talk about production and injection. Production and injection, not only production, injection also producing. Because as you know, we have many types of the wells. We have oil producer, water injector, gas producer, gas injector, water supply well, water disposal well. What else? We have work. So 7 types of the well. We have what? Water alternative gas. What do we mean by water alternative gas? Water alternative gas, it means that we inject gas for 6 months, then water for 6 months, then gas for 6 months, and so on. This is water alternative gas, work. Now, normally we inject this gas or water to boost the reservoir pressure. To boost the reservoir pressure, we have to increase the pressure of this reservoir, and in this case, we can keep the producing well in production state. So it will not quit, it will not stop. So for the operations that we can do for workover, as we mentioned, the workover means 2 types, either rig or rigless. Rig, we have workover rigs, we have 4 classification of the rig, which is 250 horsepower, 500 horsepower, 750 horsepower, and 1,000 horsepower. All of these we call them workover rigs. This is for rig. For rigless, we have 3 types of the rigless operations. We have coil tubing, we have wireline, and we have snow. For these, sometimes we need only wireline to retrieve the well, for example, drift, or set for example, subsurface receiver, or sampling, or drift, cut wax, or whatever. So we have to use only wireline. But sometimes we have sand accumulation in the well. This sand accumulation, we can do clean out, sand clean out, or do stimulation, or do perforation, or reperforation, especially when we have horizontal well. In horizontal well, we cannot run the wireline. What shall we do? We have to utilize the coil tubing, and you can do all of these things in the horizontal well. We discussed also about the deviation of the well when we have to run the wireline. How much is it? It is about 50 degrees plus minus. So this one is vertical, the deviation is 0 degree. But this one 10, 20, like this 50 to 60 degrees, we cannot run wireline. We have to run coil tube. Also in the horizontal well, we have to run wireline. So if we have SSD, and we have it is in the horizontal section like this, and we have to open or close, we have to run coil tubing, and at the end of the coil tubing, what do we have? We have B-shifting. In this case, we can open and close the SSD. As we see, also we mentioned that we have, depending on the trajectory of the well, we have different types. We have vertical, like this one. We have deviated, like this one. And we have horizontal, like this. So let me draw it here, please. So depending on the trajectory of the well, what do we have? We have vertical, we have deviated, we have horizontal. First we have vertical, then this one we call it kick-off point. This is kick-off point. Then we make dog leg, then we have horizontal section. As we mentioned, in some companies that I worked for, this was standard 5,000 feet, the horizontal section. The horizontal section. It may be more, maybe less. It depends on the company. So here is the deviated one, the deviated section. And the maximum dog leg, it is 3 degrees per 100 feet. 3 degrees per 100 feet. This is the standard. What else we have? we have also multilateral well. You see, multilateral well, like this way. You see, multilateral. So vertical, horizontal, deviated, multilateral well, and all of these we can do them either with drilling rig or the workover well. This is covering the well completion and workover. Thank you very much. Thank you.